All right, here we are. The regular season is over, and we are on to the playoffs. Map 22 I believe, is the second time we've ended a season on Map 22, and once again, it did not disappoint. It created some of the craziest games of the week, of the season, rather. And I am joined today by three people. Playoffs, and let's go from the beginning. We got over here. We got DS.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going? We got Dev.
Howdy.
And we have AltStab.
So,
What's up?
I got nothing funny to say.
So, yeah. One of the more exciting weeks of the season. As a finale should be, because everyone was playing for a playoff spot. Going into week 5, the only team that had secured a playoff spot was TDT, but they had not secured the first seed. So everyone was playing for pretty much all the marbles here in the playoffs. We opened up week 5 with GPS and TDT, which I thought was, it was actually a really good game. Round 1, the thing that I noticed, actually, and don't take this as me shitting on Dev, but I noticed it took Dev kind of a round to find himself in the way that he was playing, because as soon as round 2 started, so GPS took round 1, round 2 came along, and it was kind of like a switch. I think they took round 2. I think that was kind of like a really big blow to GPS, round 2, and you could see that as you went into round 3, because TDT got, I believe they were up 3-1, and it didn't look great for GPS, honestly. And then I don't know, they figured it out in the last couple minutes there, maybe even seconds, I think. And they managed to tie it up, and it was a tie. But I thought really the biggest catalyst for that whole thing was Dev changing up how he was playing maybe in round 2, really stepping it up actually. So that's what I
got to comment on that, and
of
course,
go right ahead.
I'll get to this, but it was definitely due to good captaining on DS's part to push me back. So going into this week, I was very confident in the map. I actually like the map. A lot of people seem to hate this map, and for some reason, I just seem to enjoy it. And playing in the mid, I just feel very comfortable there because I can play the mid. There's certain times I just know when to back up, and I was aggressing really well and at the right times in all the practice games. And what happened in the first match is I went out to play my game, and GPS went up on us very quickly, 2-0, and it created a situation where oh crap, I have to play more aggressive. We have to get these flags back. So I played more aggressive, and we got the flags back. But what happened was I didn't go back to my normal playing. So the very start of that game really messed up the way I played that entire game, and it really just threw off the team synergy completely. And in the intermission screen, DS was like, "Okay, Dev, you need to play more mid and less so." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? That's what I did wrong."
Yeah, you asked at intermission. I remember Dev was like, "Is there anything we should change?" And I was like, "Yeah, stop pushing, play more mid." And he was like, "All right." There's pros and cons to the way Dev was playing. There was a lot of support for me to get the flag and get out, and we could support one another very well. But we were also putting so much weight on Hex's shoulders, and it's his first week actually on the team too. So it was just we didn't do that in practice. We didn't let Hex just get mauled by all the offensive power the other team had. Dev was there to do some shots and stuff, and I'm not criticizing him for pushing because I probably would have done the exact same thing if I was on mid. So it was just more or less I had to make the call of continue Hex to get pounded with pressure and hope that we have better pressure, or just go back to default what we practiced. And it made more sense to just do what we had done in practice because it worked. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought that we kind of came out, and hit you guys in the mouth quickly, and in a way we never really got back to we never really played better than we did in the very beginning of round 1. I think what you guys are saying is right, is that because of what happened to us in round 1, or because of us going up quickly and having success doing what we were doing, which was, I think, being very pushy at mid I think that got you guys like a little bit tilted. And even though you came back and swung back and got 2 more to tie it up, we ended up winning because I think maybe what Dev said, that you guys were just a little off, maybe just because of that start. But like we never really recovered in round 2, although it was a close match. I think it was just 2-1. You guys beat us in round 2 after it was like 5-3 in round 1. It was way worse than that. Like you guys were really on top of us. I felt like I didn't feel like we had much of a chance, and you were getting the flag out all by yourself, and like you guys didn't have a lot of touches. Like we out touched you by a ton. Like Demon Sphere was doing. That's the other thing, is that I think because we were so successful in our pushes, and because you guys, weren't stopping us and just letting Hex get pounded, your sewer strat, right? Your tunnel strat wasn't really in effect until round 2, when like we started to get pushed back. Then you kind of had your way with us, and once you were coming through that tunnel, I don't know why, but like I couldn't fucking stop it. Plus, I had some weird audio things going on where like I couldn't hear the switch, but whatever. And then round 3, I'll shut up here in just a second. I felt like it just continued, and we did even worse, and we got down, I think, 1-3, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yep. And then you want to know what happened in the end?
I'm guessing it was a screw it, guys. Let's all 3-0, and somehow you kept spawn whoring us and got 2 out. Yeah. Even though I was shooting you in the back, following you, that's what happened.
I think you guys got a good spear touch as well on one of the caps, like leaving the base. I think you guys got a spear touch, and I was like, you guys are fucking out. Like, there's no way we're gonna stop him there. So
here's what happened in round 3. We went down 2-0, and my season was absolutely on the line, right? I just fucking stepped it. No, I'm just kidding. It was though, like I was like, fuck, this ain't, I'm going down like this, and I didn't say anything to J Warrior or Denzoa. I kind of pulled a tie.
Sometimes you got to make those calls as a captain, though.
But I think it was
Super Saiyan Big Rick.
But I think it was key that I didn't say anything, right? Because if I had said something, I feel like maybe they would have like self-consciously sort of like backed up and tried to back. And I was like, no, we need the maximum power, And I felt like the only way to get that was to like just tell. I think all I said to them was like, come on, 2-0, 2-0. Like, I got this, 2-0. And I just completely abandoned D, I just didn't tell them. Like, so.
Witness the firepower of this fully operational GGS.
And it just, you guys, weren't expecting it, and I think my 2 caps at the end came like within the same minute or something.
It was within 2 minutes. It was within 2 minutes, definitely.
Because, when you look, like I spawn, and I think I was the only one to get out of the base to chase you, and I'm firing you in the back. You score, I die, and then literally I got the same spawn. Somebody else touched it, went out, and I did the same thing, and I still couldn't get it.
And then, like, I think
I do want to make a note on the lift. On the secret entrance, I do want to make a note on that. I did make a bad call a couple of times. I knew Sphere was coming up, and I opted to just wait by the secret door. I opted to just wait.
I could, like, hear you breathing.
I opted to just wait there, and I'm like, okay, they're all 3 probably going to push out for this Sphere, and that's going to give me a moment to go in and get the flag and get out. And it worked a handful of times. And I did that whenever our player went out. They'd like going out mid or going out top. I would just fucking wait, like right there by the wall, and then I would just, calculate in my head. I'm like, okay, he's probably right here at mid by now. If I go out the door, I'm going to be able to cut him off, and that worked every single time, except the time he had over 100 HP. Because if he hadn't gotten sufficiently damaged enough, there was no way I was going to be able to just clothesline him, basically. I did it once or twice, but if you had the Sphere and armor, I'd get one solid hit, and I'd be like, low, he's fucking low. And then you guys would score. And I was like, oh, man. So that might have been a bad call on my part, but I don't know. If I were to do it again, I'd probably do the exact same thing. So,
just to finish what I was going to say too is that I think that after those two that I got at the very end, like if the game had gone on another 5 minutes, I think we would have lost. Like it was just like a quick surprise that caught you guys, and it was just enough. But
Yeah.
like we almost lost one right at the end too. Like
well, what happened there when I had the rocket launcher and I was up top by our lift and our rockets, and I have like a Zowie FK1 and I've had it for a very long time. It's a great mouse, but the mouse wheel is starting to die on it. Like it registers
sounds
ghost.
real great.
It registers ghost mouse scrolls sometimes, and you can even see it in my demos. I don't know who's coming at me. I think it's Jay, and I'm just I'm going to spam rockets. Perfect. I'll keep him away. I shoot one rocket and switch to the fucking shotgun, and I was like, oh, he's gonna kill me right here because I had like 70 health or 60 health or something, and I was like angry for like about 5 seconds, and I was like, oh, we can make this up. We did not make it up. So I was like, I almost went to Amazon and bought another FK1 immediately. I was like, God damn it, dude.
You should have.
What
Still now.
would
Should
have-
make now.
what
We
would
don't
have
want that
happened?
happening again.
Yeah, I might. $60 mouse.
Well, the one thing that's interesting that you said, like Stab, when you basically decided to pull a tie, I feel like this is one of those few maps where that actually works to your advantage. I mean, obviously only to a certain point, but like throughout my entire like Doom career or whatever you want to call it, every time I've played map 22, I never played anything other than D. Like I never did anything else. So during practices, I played mid/O kinda, and it was interesting to get like that kind of perspective on the map because I found that if you're playing like 2-0, you have a lot like it's definitely one of those maps where you can leave your defender behind and totally trust him, and 2-0 seems to like throw the other team off a lot more so than other maps. So especially if you're running 3-0, you got all three guys in the base, then it's actually really hard to defend against. So I think that worked really well for you in that short period of time that you had there.
Yeah, and if you look at J Warrior's touches, like he was definitely playing that style of a mid. The style that Dev or that Demon Sphere told Dev not to play, which
Right.
two different styles, same outcome, kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I think
We in general though, like Dev was saying, I like that map. We both J Warrior and I fucking hate that map. And we got bounced out of the playoffs in season 2 by I don't know. I think it was Water in
Probably.
week 5 on that map. So bad memories. I wouldn't say they got a lot better, but
I mean,
we're in. So
Suck got we could have finished like second, I think, and we had so many lag problems on 22 that we ended up losing our game, and then we got dropped to like 4th seed, and we had to play fucking Water on his own map.
yeah.
So that
after
ruined
Ralph
our
got
season.
after Ralph got in a car crash.
Yeah, I know.
Zach
that was
made him
rough.
play the game.
Well, we could spend an
Pure
entire race
class,
talking about
Zakin.
Zakin, but so moving on.
Sorry.
Anyway, GPS and TDT. I think a tie sounds just about right for that map. I think you guys had, very, you matched up very well. So, moving on to CDC versus SXP. Like I said in practice, I was doing some stuff that I had never really done before, so it was kind of like relearning the map. I knew that Rude and FSN were going to be, really good at trying to get the sphere and maybe even going through the secret area there with the lava and stuff and trying some different stuff on us. So I was a little bit aware of that, but it seems like it worked out really well, which was Tor would get the sphere most of the time, and so I would try to go to the lift and lower it for him to come down if he had the chance, their lift. So he would grab the flag, run to their lift, and I would lower it, and he'd get out. And we got a couple flags that way, but I think a lot of them actually were pickups by me, because somehow I got like 5 caps, which never happens ever. That's like,
You did? Holy shit.
somehow, yeah, that's like the most caps I've ever
You
gotten.
just busted out of those cement shoes.
I guess so, yeah. So
I would expect that to be the most caps you've ever gotten, since if you've ever gotten more than 5, I'd ask, what settings were you using?
right. Yeah. So that worked out really well for us. Round 2 was a little iffy. We had some communication problems that I don't really want to get into, but I thought CDC also. Well, I thought CDC also played better in round 2. They managed to get the sphere on a more consistent basis, and like I I don't know. I really liked the way that Dragon handled defending because I mean a lot of the times on that map, like there were so many we had flag returns on their flag. We had flag returns like fucking in their
Yeah.
like 10 of them in their base. And
Ah.
it was like it was always those last second shots by Dragon. Like they'd get out, but he'd still get the return. So you got to give him credit for that because fucking round 1 could have been so much different if we didn't get those returns. But round 2, yeah, CDC really stepped it up, and it was a struggle. It was a good round. So. I have a different opinion than you and Jay Warrior do on this map. I actually enjoy this map now, as long as I don't have to defend it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good game.
It was yeah. it was good, better than it looks like on paper, I guess. It's because round 2 got close. Round 1 was a blowout.
Yeah, but round 1 was kind of a blowout. I mean, yeah. Okay, 5-0. But I kind of agree with Bones where it looked a little bit better than it did on paper, where CDC got very unlucky, and while SXP played really well to get those returns that were so close. Like, it was very, very close. It could have easily been 5-2 or 5-3 had those went through. So some very heartbreaking returns for CDC.
Yeah, those shots by Dragon were what were causing those. Like, I mean, a lot of times somebody gets at your base, and you're the D, and you got your single shotgun. You're just trying to snipe them down. But like a lot of times they got sphere or whatever, and
play
just
more
doesn't work
SSL
out.
too. How about that? So play more SSL too.
No.
But I mean, a lot of times even you're hitting them and they're just not falling. But a lot of times, or their guys do what they're supposed to do and they get behind the runner. But what was happening with CDC was like the most unlucky shit ever. It was like they would fall in line and there were like 3 pickup trains. I don't know
3 trains picking up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like it would be like shotgun blast, one of them down, shotgun blast, another one down, shotgun blast, another one down. It was like, oh my god, I don't know. It seemed unlucky rather than something they were doing wrong, right? Wouldn't you guys agree with that?
Yes, and I'll say because also I've had plenty of shots. I'm standing right in front of somebody. I take a shot. It hits them directly. They don't fucking die, right? So here I am. Our flag gets out. I spawn a stupid fucking spawn on that map. I got to go around a corner. I have a shotgun. I don't have time to get the SSG. I take a shot halfway across the map. Fucking kills the guy with the flag, and then we return it. And I'm like, well, shit. Like, because I can't. Just it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we got really, really lucky. Because CDC, they had lots of trains. It's not, that seems to be kind of a recurring theme on that map, but they got really fucking close. I had a flag. Literally, I returned a flag this fucking close to the flag stand.
Yeah,
and as soon as I touched it, I was dead. And it was like, if they had shot me 2 milliseconds earlier, it would have been different. So
they had 2 or 3 of those.
They had one. They had one pickup train that worked, right? A single
in round 2. They did.
Yeah, one that worked. And like, if you watch the stream, you can hear us on TeamSpeak. We're like, dude, their trains are off the rails, dude. Like, they're not getting these pickups, man. It was ridiculous because there were so many close calls. Caution was like, he was the fucking hero of that game for SDM. He did so much. Like, I don't want to talk down about like Zen or Stark because they both played well, but Caution played phenomenally. He did so much with so little. And that's not really saying like anything bad about the rest of SDM. It's just he played so good. It was very impressive to watch. Like, he says he's bad at O. He's not bad at O. He's very good at O.
Yeah, and I think all of us on the stream, moving into Suck versus SDM, which caused quite a bit of heartburn for all of GPS.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
I think
That
a lot
was
of
that was an exciting one to watch. And
That's
I had to
funny.
say, you know what? I had to apologize to SDM because they played much better than at first I thought they were going to. And when they hear the stream, they're going to want to lynch me to death. But
I'll
we had
apologize.
some very tough, some tough teams we built up to help them practice, like me, DS, and Bones, and me, DS, and Rude, and I think me, Alt,
you.
and Bones. I think we had,
Yeah.
we created some good teams.
we had a good round there.
We were beating them in
Yeah.
practice, and they're like, and Zen made the comments like, "Well, thank God we're not up against a powerhouse team like that in the real game." And it's like,
Yeah.
Suck was beating that same
Right.
team, so we were beating SDM, and then Suck was beating us with that. So it's like, man,
We were like, good
Suck
luck.
is gonna crush them.
Yeah.
But and I jokingly said, "Oh, 5-0-5-1," which is kind of a half joke. But you know what? They picked it up really well, and it was so exciting. And it was made even better just by the fact that Alt Sam, I could just see him, like his heart like stopping as we're getting closer and closer to the end. And I don't know if all our viewers are privy to this, but the situation was whoever wins was in the playoff, and whoever loses was out of the playoffs. But due to the magical gods of tie breaks,
It was a
if
tie,
they drew, then both teams were in the playoffs, and GPS was out of it.
My god. Only because we tied you. Only if we had gotten one last point. If we hadn't, oh my god, this week is so crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, SXP, I don't think we mentioned, could have been bounced from the playoffs.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of this, maybe I wasn't as clear as I could have been, but like,
Oh, maybe you were. I'm sorry.
well, so just because we may as well go over it again, TDT was the only team that had clinched a playoff spot. They didn't clinch the first spot, the first seed. So anyone, 1 through 5 could have gotten any seed. It was a big fucking mess. So we could have been bounced. Luck could have been bounced. SDM could have been bounced. GPS could have been bounced. It was all chaos. So everyone controlled their own destiny in this situation.
Yeah,
And
if they ended in a tie, the last match, Suck and SDM, there would have been 3 teams tied at 10 points, I think, right?
Yes, and you would
crazy.
lost on tiebreakers.
Yep.
And it was tied going up till 17 seconds left.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Well, let's talk about these match by match because
Okay.
I think it's that good of a. I think it was that good of a game.
yeah. So round 1, I think Suck. They took advantage a little bit of SDM's lack of practice. They were able to get in there quick.
But
And
let's
kinda,
mention, SDM came out and scored first.
Yes,
Oh, that's right. You know what? You're right. I completely forgot about that. They
put
did
them on
score
notice, man.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're like, oh shit, hang on, wait a second. Because I called 2-0 right off the bat. I was like 2-0.
I said that too.
Even in the private chat or whatever in the server, Pero was like, "Oh no, it's over for my team," and I was like, "It was fucking over before it even started." I had no hope for SDM at all. Like 0 hope for them. I was like, "Suck's just gonna roll them." So
Well,
I mean,
and
hey,
if you
they
look at
proved
the
me wrong. So way to go. That's they played really well actually.
yeah, and I guess I didn't realize this, but if you look at the stats, right, it was 1-1 until halfway through the game.
Yep.
Then I guess they broke the dam open or something.
Yeah. Then Ralphus just rolled it.
Yeah, pretty much. Ralph, and then Caution got one at the end.
Oh my god. You know what? Ralph was the only one to score for Suck, and he got 10 flags.
Jesus.
Although,
let's.
yeah, I suppose. It's the same for SDM. Caution had all 8. Maybe that's just the way the map played, the way they played it.
But yeah,
In
I
our
mean,
game, I got 2 flags every round. Actually, I looked at that, like straight up caps, 2-2-2. So it's like, wow, that's about as good as I
I
do
was
on
just
them.
as surprised as probably anybody else to read that I got fucking 4 caps in a row. So I don't know what the fuck happened.
You know what else is
Yeah,
interesting?
that's crazy.
Is that the complete differences in the ways that teams had success. So Ralphus had all of his team's caps, and he was their runner. What did you say, Demon Sphere? You got all yours?
I think Dev might have gotten some, but all I said is I got at least two captures every game, and I got to pick up.
And you were on offense.
I mean, I might have got some.
And then if
I
you
don't
look
remember. I haven't looked at the stats since the game.
and then if you look at GPS, for whatever reason in
I got
practice,
two.
it turns out we played best with Denzel on offense. He can play offense, but he didn't score a single flag. And that's no knock on him. Like it was
Yeah.
it was
It's
all
just weird
pickups.
how that
and
worked.
shit.
Yeah, it is all pickups.
Yeah.
But so that first round, yeah, even though SDM scored first, I think eventually Suck kind of their practice time kind of took over. Round 2, SDM just kind of cleaned up all their mistakes from round 1. It was probably more like, that round 1 was kind of like a practice round for SDM, and
Well,
I think they.
I don't know because look at how round 2 started, right?
Yeah, same way.
SDM caps again first, caution strikes again quick, and then 2-minute mark Ralphus, 3-minute mark Ralphus, 4-minute mark Ralphus. Before the game's even halfway over, it's 3-1, and I think Suck at that point is probably popping champagne, probably celebrating
fucking early. There's a
it looked over.
tradition.
It looked over as shit.
And then the eternal call was made. Zen, you are now on D.
They
And
should have
then-
kept that, dude. They should have kept that. They changed it, and I don't think they should have. They should have just kept Zen on D because when Zen was on D, the flags were coming, dude. I don't know what was different, but they were playing like much better.
Zen's a
Somehow.
really good D on this map.
Yeah,
I think Stark played some good D too, though. So I don't.
Yeah,
there's a
Stark
good
did play
deny.
well.
There's a good deny map 3. Like all of us in Team Super were like, "Damn, dude!" Because Stark just. I don't think a single pellet missed on the shot. The guy just got obliterated.
The runner
literally.
was jumping for the sphere.
Yeah, he
and,
just got
Stark just
destroyed.
blasted. It was like, can't touch this.
Yeah, it was really funny, dude. Just annihilated.
So let's forget about round 2 and move on to round 3 because round 3 was really what caused a lot of emotion.
Wait a sec. Let's just, acknowledge the fact that with the season on the fucking line, SDM with 3 minutes left capped 3
Well,
times.
I tried to say that. I tried to say that SDM did a lot better in round 2, even though they were down. But you're like, no.
Well,
So-
they did.
You
but
were
it's
like,
true.
they righted all their shit
Well, eventually,
after round 1, but it was like, no, they continued to suck
well,
for
if
another
you
half of that map.
interrupted my point. So anyway, yes, okay. SDM came back with their season on the line. They got 3 flags in a row, and they took round 2. And so we come to round 3, which was once again, the situation is the team wins, they're in the playoffs. If they're out of the playoffs. Unless they fucking tie, then they're both in. So, Ralph scores with 1 minute and 39 seconds into the game, and after that, it is a 6-minute wait until we get any more flags. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the longest 6 minutes, I think, probably for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So caution scores, right? And now it's tied, and so Stab's sitting there probably going like this, maybe drinking, and then caution scores again, and it's like, okay. So we go another minute. We're into the last minute now.
SDM fan.
Yeah, we're into the last minute of the game now, and fucking Ralph ties it with 44 seconds left. Stab is, getting the rope out of his closet.
You can hear him yell. It's so funny.
He's hanging it up. Yeah. So, and then all of a sudden, it's like, I was yelling on the stream. I was like, I just don't know why both teams wouldn't play for a tie here. And I guess I can see why you wouldn't. But at the same time, if you play for a tie, there's no risk of you missing the fucking playoffs. So
Yeah.
that was my thinking. But obviously,
Can we talk about that?
yes. But let me just finish 1 second. So obviously, that was not what Ralph had in mind because Ralph went out and Ralph scored with 17 seconds left in the game. And so,
And then all Stab was like, "Oh yeah."
I like how after the game, Stab was like, "All right, maybe I'll drink a little." That's the funniest thing. That was awesome.
Context is like, I was like, no, no, I'm cool, man. And
Yeah,
then I
you're like, I'm fine.
continually lost my cool and was like, maybe.
Yeah, after like everything, the dust had settled, you're like, maybe I'll drink a little.
Jay Warrior was freaking out in the game. He's just like, "Whew, they didn't score." He's just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he typed at one point, "My season's
Fuck my
fucking
season."
over." Yeah, fuck my season. My season's fucking over. I was like, oh my god.
And on that last cap by Ralphus, he grabs the flag, makes it all the way to the steps, and dies. Somebody got him, right?
Yeah. Somebody
And then Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Tony and Blair, just like circle around the fucking thing, and I'm like, no, pick it up.
Yeah.
And then Ralphus, like right where he died, he spawned about a foot away, like miraculous, and then just runs up the stairs and capped it. Oh my god!
Saving GPS.
That was funny.
That was funny.
That was the craziest way to end the regular season. Honestly, that game was so fucking good. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it's better than any of us thought it was going to be, to be honest. I mean,
Just because of the lack of practice. That's all.
It was probably better than SDM thought it was going to be.
yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So, the way that things stand now after this crazy finish, excuse me, SXP.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
can we take a tangent into that? I just wanted to say, I don't understand how you would convey to the other team that you wanted to play for a tie.
No,
Because
well,
the
that's
only
not what
way-
I'm saying.
You don't have to convey anything. You play
Well,
3D.
You play, right. Your team plays for a tie. Both teams play for a tie, but they don't have to communicate that.
See,
yeah.
I think that you would be crazy then, right, to do that. I think that turtling on that map is as bad as turtling in any map.
Well, I think
I
the
don't
thing
think-
is, think about the situation. Both captains should be going, okay, we're finally tied. It's been a rough series. As long as we maintain this tie for 40 seconds, we're in the playoffs. Both captains could almost come to the same conclusion of don't go for runs, play mid, play defensively, chase back. Both captains could have just said that to their teams at the same point in time.
I
But
disagree.
even on this map, I don't
completely.
think you have to turtle up in order to play
Yeah,
for a
just
tie.
play mid.
Well, even so, you could grab the flag and hide something. Like you could hide in the fucking sewer area thing there, the lava pit. I don't think anyone would go in there.
So I would love to
Yeah.
hear from the two captains, but specifically Ralphus, because he's on record as saying that the way you fucking lose is by, putting, throttling back and
Yes, turtling.
hurtling and
Right, but there's
you
a
see
different
it all the
situation.
time.
That's a different situation. Normally, when you're up by one and you're protecting a lead and the other team wants to win,
You're gonna
turtling's bad.
count on that team turtling as well? Yeah, that's
No,
that's
I'm
a
gonna-
crazy thing
I'm-
to do, in my opinion.
I'm
How
going to
could you-
count on the other team not being insane, going,
You're
okay,
gonna
we got to
count,
win and play 2-0.
But they didn't. They didn't in this case.
Yeah.
In fact, neither of them did. So that would have been the wrong move.
Well, what I would have done, and this is what I always do when I find that we're being turtled, I guess is the only way. We're being pushed into our fucking base, and we're all just sitting around trying to frag and get a... Someone's got to go for the fucking flag. We've talked about this before. Someone has to go. If it's me, I'll go. I don't care if I'm defending. Go for the flag.
Bail.
But what I would have done in that situation is gone for the flag and hid somewhere. Hid anywhere. Because then you're killing time at least, and then you create a standoff in that situation, and then time goes down and the fucking game ends. So
But you get into a standoff.
Ralph has messaged me. He wants to contribute his little. You can quote my text. Oh, what did he say? He said I'd play to eliminate my opponents, crushing their hearts in my fist.
Okay, thanks.
So that's how he plays. That's why he did not play for it.
So if it was me and Bones in this situation, let's say I was a captain and we came to this, it would have been a tie because both of us would have been like,
Yeah,
fuck
if it
that.
was you,
And we would have all been
Bones-
at our own base, looking for each
Yeah.
other.
I would have
If
done
it
the
was
same
you,
thing.
Bones,
to be
Jay
honest.
Kist, and No Star, you would have
Don't
fucking
fuck
never
me,
moved.
No
you would-
Star and Jay Kiss.
Nobody ever would have moved in the
Fuck
first
them.
place, and you would have just been like, "Oh, there's a tie" after 30 minutes.
I would have, dude. No, I would have if I was put in a position that where, hey, I'm in the playoffs no matter what. Depending on the home field selection of the teams I could knock out, I would definitely just take the tie. Like, hey, yeah, let's tie this week. I don't feel like playing that home field in the playoffs.
I'd quit the league. That's fucking ridiculous. I
It's
don't know.
not-
Personally, I think that's
I think you think when I mentioned it to you, you thought maybe it was like two captains colluding to tie to fuck GPS.
No,
I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you could ever possibly trust the other captain to not keep throwing
You
balls
don't
out.
have
nothing to do with that. It has to do like
Okay, let me
like I
put
said,
something out.
you don't turtle. You can grab the flag on that specific map.
So you
Go
create a
and hide
standoff, which
somewhere.
is dangerous too.
Can I
okay,
ask something? Can I
but-
ask something?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to go 1 through 1 and ask the opinions here. So I'm going to ask Bones first. So we got into that situation. We know how it all ended. Ralph capped. Had only Stark said, okay, guys, only one in the mid, 2D, let's sit here. Do you think Ralph would have been able to cap in that last 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
If they yes, because maybe not as easily as he did, but if you don't have offensive pressure, if you don't have somebody going and getting the flag, because in that situation you've got their entire team in your base, so
Yeah.
that's never going to work, and that happened to us.
Well, I still say throw one out in mid to intercept and play.
So,
So it looks
okay.
like you're playing.
So let's say that guy gets killed. Now he spawns in your base, and now 3 guys are in your base. Same situation. You've got to get out and touch that
Yeah,
flag.
you've got to send somebody out.
So turtling, like by playing for a tie, you can break that down, and there are different situations depending on the map, which is why practice is important. So I would have gone for the flag and hit, but that's just
Okay.
Didn't you have more
I
than
guess
just
the
one
only reason
question?
I brought it up. No, I
No,
guess the only
that's
reason
just
I
one-
brought it up was
Oh,
because
okay.
I just thought it was less obvious than you were making it out to be, or at least more complicated
Fair enough.
going for a tie than it is, or than you were saying.
Well, regardless, there was no tie. Suck managed to save GPS. And as we get into the seedings, this is how things fell after all these games. The number 1 seed was SXP, and their home field is map 26. The number 2 team is TDT, and their home field is map 21. Number 3, Superchargers, their home field is map 6. And number 4, Giant Pea Shooters, their home field is map 25. So obviously, the matches are the number 1 seed SXP versus the number 4 seed GPS, and the number 3 seed Suck versus number 2 seed TDT. And so the first game, SXP versus GPS, I think is pretty interesting. I'm sorry, I'm watching Stab this whole time, not even looking at myself.
What?
There we go.
Don't
I don't
do
know,
that.
man. I forget because I got
You
distracted.
always do that.
It's
I
always
get
you
caught
too.
looking like an idiot.
Well, you weren't like picking your nose like that last time, so you're all fine. SXP versus GPS is going to be interesting because SXP, my team, we played map 26 2 seasons ago as our home field. We went up against J Warrior, so J Warrior is familiar, and also Legion. I played Legion, but Legion's on my team now, so we've got a lot of people from that game. And then GPS, map 25, way back in season 3, right? Suck versus GPS.
I think so.
Suck vs. GPS was on one of the maps was 25, and that featured myself, Stab, and Dragon, who are all in this game. So we're all kind of familiar with each other and how we play here, and everyone's performance is recorded on demo thanks to the rule book. So anyone can go and watch if they choose. I think it's going to be like my experiences with map 26 against Day Warrior last season was like we tied our first game. Like it wasn't. We lost our home field advantage, as Stab and Dev pointed out on the stream, because I can still hear it in my head. That Stab was like, "Oh, these guys are fucked now," or something. Like, I think that's really going to come back and bite them in the ass, and it almost did. So, we had a tough time against them, and then also map 25 way back in season 3. That was a tough out. Like that was a rough one to lose to GPS. So, I think this is going to be a very high intensity game because we're all really familiar with each other. We're all really familiar with how we play on these maps. So, fuck, I don't even know. It's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, 26 is such a troll map. Like, God
Excuse
damn
me?
it.
Well,
How is 26 any more of a troll map than fucking 25?
Because 26 is gonna end in like
+1?
0-0 ties, man. Oh my
Like 25
God.
isn't?
25. Well, okay, they're both grindy as hell.
At the end of
25.
this game,
25
I will
usually.
no longer have hands.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's going to be brutal.
Are
It's
there
kind of
big
hard for
choice?
you guys to like predict your own game. It's always kind of like
Yeah,
bad.
we're going to do good.
Oh,
I
we're gonna
think.
win 3-0.
I
or,
hope.
whatever.
You
It's
guys,
always
yeah,
like
you
shitty
guys-
to do.
Throw it over to you.
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna say what I posted on the forums. SXP had a tough time getting to the top of the board this season, but they've shown what they're capable of. GPS, you guys always fucking practice. Like, I think you guys practice more than any other team I've seen. I also think this will be the most exciting playoff game of the week because SXP and GPS both have players who are very familiar with both maps and are both sides have players who are very good at each other's maps. So I don't think it's going to be like, oh, okay, GPS is going to like just roll their map through, or SXP is just going to like roll their map through. Nah, both teams have players who have played each map like a shit ton of times because what is it, 26, right? That's pretty popular on like Xandronum and Skulltag, and you got J Warrior who Skulltag, Xandro, whatever is like his home was his home port for a while, so I'm sure he's very familiar with that map. And on the other hand, you got Dragon though, who on map 26, Xandronum is definitely his home port, and he plays that map a lot too. So it's going to be a very interesting game to watch. If GPS, it's just practice, man. It's playoff week. You have to practice. That's all it's going to take for each team to win. That's all.
One insight that I guess that I have is that I think that when we picked 25 as our home field, I think that the team that we would have not wanted to play there would be SXP. Like, I don't think that was a good draw.
Yeah.
Like,
I could say the same thing about 26 against you guys, honestly.
maybe. I don't know. Didn't you guys win on that?
Yeah, but like, okay, so we would have been good up against Suck because we played Suck, but at the same time, they played us, so like they know how we played. It's just they weren't like blowout wins or anything. So
No.
I just feel like your team is really well suited for a map like 26, and especially like myself and J Warrior, we play very similarly on that map. So I think we're going to be set up kind of the same. So I just think it's going to be. I don't know. It's not going to be
be awful. I think it's going to be very painful.
I didn't want to say that because we're trying to like promote this game, and we're not. It's going to be fucking awful.
No, the excitement level is going to be through the roof, man.
It's going to be great.
Crazy.
From a spectator point of view, it's going to be great. But I would hate to be in the position of either one of you.
Yeah.
You have so.
They're exciting.
I think there's a lot of people who would love to be in a position with me. But anyway, what are you saying, Dev?
I said it's going to be an interesting week, and it's like you said, it's interesting that a lot of the players are used to each other's maps, and I just quickly looked at the maps because I'm terrible with the numbers and the names of CTF maps. And map 25, I enjoyed that map. I played that map, and I remember enjoying mid and running there. And D wasn't too bad. I think I might have ended up D'ing anyway. And of course, 26 is it's been played for quite a while, so. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting week to watch those maps.
Yeah, I look forward to
For sure. Yeah.
I have a special overlay set up and everything for you guys. Oh,
wow. Eat your heart out,
Going
Jahar.
all right.
So the second game of the week here is TDT versus Suck. TDT picked map 21, which we played. TDT, didn't you guys pick this as your home field in a previous season as well? This was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, and you played Suck here, and you guys you guys did really well. You split each other's maps. I don't see that happening here.
We took it to game 4, I think, or game 5 actually, right? Because we won. Game 5, we lost when we went back to map 32. We lost because Blair is like. He just plays D there really, really well.
Yeah, so like I don't see that happening here though, because as good as Suck is on map 6, I think you guys have having played you have a really good strategy that you guys cobbled that fucking strategy together in 5 minutes or whatever it was that I was off gallivanting somewhere. So you guys did really well. if you practice, like, as good as Suck is, we saw GPS take advantage of some of the ways that Suck plays. So I think you can really take that into account there. I just don't see. I see you guys being really dominant on 21. We played Suck on 21 actually 2 seasons ago, and they kind of struggled a little bit. So I see 21 going in your favor, and I see map 6. Like, I don't know. I see maybe you guys taking the advantage on that one.
It's going to be a power struggle. Only comment I want to make about map 06 for Sunday is it's going to be a power struggle at mid, I think is what it's going to be. Like 90% of the maps just... I don't expect to see too many standoffs. I just expect to see a fucking shit fest at mid 24/7. That's kind of what I expect out of Suck. I don't know. That's just how I see it happening.
That puts all the weight on me.
having played Suck, yeah, I do see it kind of being a mess at mid for both sides. Not just like it for us, but it's just going to be hectic at the mid on map 06, where I think map 21 is going to be pretty quiet at mid. That's all. I don't want to say anymore. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think the map 21. Yeah, I think that you guys have the advantage there. I don't know how much I want to say. I just remember when you, Stark, and Waza played that map. You were like the most dominant player because you were able to like somehow cover D, which is no small feat there. I mean, it's almost impossible, and then push up and help. And like you guys, there was really nobody that season that even touched you guys on that map.
Yeah.
If I recall, right? Like it was just like you own that shit.
I played in a Xandro league a couple months ago too, or about a month ago, and we also won in 2-0 on that.
Yeah, so I gotta agree with Bones there. And then on map 6, Suck's gonna be tough on that.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Did you say a prediction, Bones?
I didn't.
Other than
I'm
it's gonna
just
be
thinking
close?
now because like when I was practicing against Suck, I was defending, and I could hold Ralphus off for like 8 minutes, and then the last two, I mentioned this also on the radio. The teamwork between him and Tony is really really tough to stop. So like, as good as TDT is on map 21, like I feel like they have a really good chance on map 6, but at the same time, if that teamwork comes into play, it could be really tough to like basically get the final nail in the coffin on Suck. I think at the very least, Suck will make a play of getting it to 5 rounds. But I see this one going in TDT's favor, probably in 5 rounds.
I think the same thing. I think that for the first time in WDL history, Demon Sphere is going to the championship round.
What? He's never done it before?
Long overdue. Long overdue.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Wow. You didn't tell me that.
I made it to playoffs plenty of times.
Oh, hey, DS.
It was like, you didn't tell me that before you picked me.
Yeah, geez.
Here's a secret, DS. Dev's never been to the finals in the WDL either. So
That's true.
Hey,
the first
I've got an IDL Master Ball ring on map 26, actually.
that's true.
With
Who gives a
my
shit about
Canuckian
IDL?
friend, Genova.
Wow. Whisper in my ear
Rock King?
some secrets here. And,
Oh, yeah, I can give you some good ones there.
all right. We'll talk after. I got some things.
Still got to beat
let's
me.
just say you'll be interested in. All
Still got to beat me.
right.
Anyway, I think these are going to be really good games. They're not going to be blowouts at all, unlike the finals last year.
I mean,
So,
realistically, look at how close every match was this entire season. How can we expect anything less from the playoffs?
Our team got to win. We won a round against every team except for SDM. And then what about an SXP? Was there anybody that you didn't win a round against?
No.
What about you guys, TDT? Did you not win a round against anybody?
Well, we only lost to one team. Oh yeah, we didn't win a round against SXP,
No, we didn't. We didn't win against CDC week 1, right? No, we tied week 1.
but we won a game.
A round is what I'm saying.
Sorry,
All
we won
these
a
games
round.
have been like every one of these games has been really close.
Yeah, I mean, our
We
first two
didn't-
games of the season were 3-round losses, so like
yeah,
every game has been really close.
and yet
so.
you ended up first. You guys were.
Hey, I'm just as surprised as you are. Like, not surprised, but I mean, when you start off the season with 2 losses, you got 2 fucking points.
You got a big.
You know,
hill to
you
climb.
don't expect to get 11. So, I mean, it was a really good way to kind of turn things around for us. But at the same time, like, it wasn't like a blowout, like a runaway, because everyone was fucking tied more or less.
Yeah.
So, definitely the most balanced regular season yet in the WDL.
Yeah,
And
it was
so that's going to show here in the playoff matches. So just in case everyone forgot, it'll be SXP versus GPS on map 26 and map 25, and TDT versus Suck on map 21 and map 6. So let's finish it off by doing Player of the Week. I'll go first because I have a nice breath here, and I'm just going and going. So I'm going to pick Ralphus because Ralphus got however many flags he got. I don't know, like 30. And he scored that last one there to get the victory for Suck and knock out SDM. So I'm going to have to go with Ralphus. Or he got it at least to the flag stand.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Caution because, I mean, just look at how he played. I mean, even though his team lost, I think he played incredibly well.
Yep.
I mean, how many times did we see him get that flag, like, to the stairs of their base, you know? How many times did we see that? Like, at least 10, if not more. But the train, dude, the train just wasn't there, dude. The train was fucking refueling or something. Nobody was there to pick up the flag. It was really frustrating to watch. It was frustrating for me to watch. I couldn't imagine how frustrating it was to, you know, be on that team with that happening. He made a lot of really good decisions as well. I mean, if I didn't pick Caution, it'd probably be Ralphus too. But Caution, I think, played better than Ralphus did. He didn't have the team to back him up. Like, we had a hungover Stark. He definitely wasn't playing at, like, you know, max potential. So there's that. All right, somebody else.
There's 2 other people on here who have yet to give their
Am
player.
I
Feel
next?
free. Chime in anytime you'd like. We're not live.
Am I next?
Yeah, baby.
Go for it,
I'll
Dev.
have next. Okay. I just want to get this stat here. Okay, cool. So my player of the week is from a losing team. I think it's Zanero. I really felt that he played D in this map well, and they switched it in the last few minutes when Zen went on D, and I think it was critical. Of course, he had to switch with another player who obviously gave attacking power. But when Zen was put on D, they went from losing 3-1 in the last 2 minutes or something to winning 4-3. And in game 2, he has 186% KD ratio, 67 frags to only 36 deaths. I feel he was paramount to that victory in round 2, which gave us the exciting round 3. So Zen is my pick.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, this is hard. You can make an argument, I think, for Zen, definitely for Caution. I want to pick Caution, but in the end, Ralph.
146% KD for all 3 games. That was Zen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say also, by the way, Demon Sphere as a straight runner ended up with a 118.5% KD ratio and scored 6 points. Like, that's kind of insane as a runner.
How about me?
Nobody cares about you.
Oh, apparently not.
But anyway,
Nobody hates. Well, never mind. I can't.
I'm going with the 8 cap, 2 pick cap, 2 PCAP, 2 assists, 61 touch game by Ralphus. And, you know, I mean, he also brought his team back from the brink of destruction, you know, and from he avoided the suck choke. It would look like
The
it was on.
Hindenburg.
The Hindenburg was coming down, man. Like the Hindenburg was coming down, and Suck pulled like a Superman, and it was
So
like,
just to mention, Ralph actually physically said as that was happening, he actually pictured you guys posting the Hindenburg picture, and then decided that I am not tired of this game. I will win, and then went on to win.
well, this is
There's gotta
well,
be
they were
something.
down.
You know, when you're playing a game, a WDL game, as reckless as that, and you're thinking of what the pictures people are going to post in the forums, and that plays into your decisions, that's dedication right there.
Yeah, well,
Psychological trauma, that's what that is.
flashbacks. That's what it is.
That's the kind of environment we like to create here on WDL Radio. Very hostile.
Anyway, Ralph is player of the week for me.
I don't think anybody had a bad pick. So yeah, that wraps up Week 5 discussion of WDL Radio. We are on to the playoffs. We don't have any game times yet, although it looks like.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
It
we
looks
do. Our
like
game is Sunday.
Oh,
Our game is
well,
Sunday.
Get your game posted, man.
I was gonna say it looks like Suck and TDT are playing Sunday, July 23rd at
What?
9 p.m. EST. Well, that's what the website says. So someone should
Really
probably
say,
update
Does
that.
it really say July?
I'm not lying.
And stick around after the show. There's going to be some candid poop talk.
Delightful.
Shirt on, shirt off, all that kind of stuff. So
Oh,
you'll want to
yeah.
listen to that.
This is also, what is this, the first week where you didn't get picked by everybody for MVP?
Well, that was a great way to. That's wonderful. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know.
I don't know.
Why,
What the fuck
why do
does
we
it say
always
July?
segue into talking about shit? That's what I want to know. Well, yeah, stick around after the show. Dev will be giving some tips on using the bathroom without a shirt. No, we're not. We're not. I'll kick you. Okay, whatever. Yeah. So thanks for listening. Sorry for the one viewer who just joined, but you did not come at a great
Thanks
time.
for having me.
So thank you, Dev. Thank you, DS. Of course, Alt Stab. I am Human Bones, and we will see you next Monday with the results of who will be playing in the fucking finals of Fall 2016.
Oh, yeah!